All right, so let's start. Hello, everyone. I'm Andrea Swedan from Altitude Connections. Welcome to our Friday Power Lunch Live. Before I introduce you to our guest today, I would like to share some of her bio. She, our guest, started her travel career with World Airways as flight attendant based in Japan, and then was offered station manager at Haneda International Airport. She then joined Maritz Travel Company as vice president of the group sales operation on the West Coast. Opening the Maritz office in San Francisco, she built the office to 100 employees and managed a sales team of 10, as well as producing 18 million in group sales herself. After 15 years at Maritz, she was invited to join Ambassadors Performance Group, an incentive travel company, as one of the founding partners under Peter and John Uberoth. She held the title of VP of Sales and continued to carry 12 million of her own group business. For 15 years, up to 2019, she was Executive VP of Preferred Hotels and Resorts. She built the sales team in 5 years from 32 million to 100 million in group sales. She worked in development and hotel retention, and as well as in major events. During her time at Preferred, she managed the events team and sales team. In 2020, she and Penny Wing joined forces and opened Reimagine to provide sales support to independent luxury boutique hotels and utilize Penny's exclusive brochure product to provide dynamic live digital marketing content as an additional service. She was part of the Monaco Advisory Board, the Rosewood Advisory Board, and she was a guest speaker in Europe many times, which was then the Orient Express Advisory Board. She has operated programs in Europe for many years, handling the Olympics, the Super Bowl, and the World Cup in Tokyo, as well as the Masters Golf Tournament. She has lived for short periods of time in Spain and Monaco. She now resides in Southern California. Today, Elaine Macy joins us on our Power Lunch Live. Elaine, welcome.
Wow,
Please
Andrea,
introduce yourself.
that is, when I look back at that, no wonder I'm tired. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Probably. Oh, Elaine, it was so nice
It's a
meeting you
pleasure.
from day one. I know Ula put us in contact and she did great doing that. Since then, we really clicked. And, I was always curious about your past and how you made it. And I just want you to tell the community in the world out there, the ladies and the men, the successful people, how did you
Well,
come up with
actually,
Reimagine?
the day I left Preferred, my future partner, who's now my partner, Penny Wing, called me and we sat down together
Mm-hmm.
and we both felt like we didn't know COVID was coming, of course. We both felt like that the hotel business had to change and that there had to be not just heads in beds, but the experiences. There had to be experiences for the traveler. And so after a 3-hour lunch, which is a very short lunch considering what we did, in January 2020, we designed Reimagine, and with 2 eyes for innovative ideas, because what we designed was a hotel company that would bring out, I would say, to the smallest, highest luxury, unique hotels, would bring them the ability to have brand awareness in markets they could never reach. And what I found with all the small hotels when I was in the hotel business was that on road shows and trade shows, the small hotels didn't have the revenue to participate. And so what we wanted to do was we wanted to introduce them to the clients that they could never meet. And we wanted to be an extension of their sales team. and we wanted to work on a flat retainer, and we wanted them to feel the love, because one of the things that we do is we call our hotels our babies. They're like our babies. And some of them are 5 rooms, some of them are 9 rooms, some of them are 25 rooms, and they go up to 250. But our hotels are very unique.
Okay.
And we want the world to know about our babies, as we put it. That's how we built Reimagine.
Okay, and do you handpick the hotels or they reach out to
Well,
you?
I'd love it if
How
they
are
all
they
reached out to
selected?
us, but no, we do have a
Wouldn't
business
that
development
be
team,
nice?
and they go out, and I know quite a few hotels around the world, and we talk about, we are only 3 years old, Andrea. So we started in January 2020, and then COVID hit. So not the most opportune time, but it was actually a very good time,
Right.
because it allowed us to build a very experienced, mature, and wonderful team of women that came together. We have 3 gentlemen now. We're spreading the love, and
Okay. Nice.
we want to have hotels that have an experience, that are an experience, as well as a ultra luxury component, a wellness component, a sustainability component, and a design component. So we go out and we talk
Okay.
to them. We talk to them.
You talk to,
Exactly.
that's great. Oh, that's wonderful. You do have a nice team.
It is.
Everybody's so friendly. I've had only good experience. And so what brought you to
Well, I
this
think it
passion?
was that I love travel, obviously. When 2019, I was traveling
Yeah.
150,000 miles a year. I was, United American. I was the queen of the airport. And one of the things I realized is that, travel enriches you. And in today's world, the young people, they don't always get to travel. They don't always get to go places. Right now, it's a strange world. There
True.
are very strange things happening everywhere. And so, being in a hotel that provides you an experience. One of our hotels has an abuela, which is like a grandma in Spanish, if you know abuela, and she handles your health when
Okay.
you check into that property. She works with you on what makes you feel good, makes your body better. And so each of our hotels has
Oh,
something like
that's
that.
special.
All unique,
Okay, so they're
all
all
very
unique in
different.
their own way.
Exactly.
Nice. I like that. Me too. I like to travel. I don't have the luxury of time,
Even a
but I
few
do enjoy
days
it.
refreshes you.
Yeah, that's true. It does. Everybody needs it. Everybody needs to, a reset. Um, and if I were to ask you, what do you like most
Well,
in what you do
I,
best?
I would
What do
say,
you
first of
enjoy?
all, I will put my Reimagine glasses on to show you our Reimagine.
Oh, I like
That's
that.
what
Yes,
I
from
love,
the
is
logo.
my company. I love the company. I love
Okay.
working with the people in the company. We love to provide service for our clients, not just the hotels, but our travel clients
That's
and our consumer clients and our meeting planners. I think every one of us is dedicated. We're almost caretakers in some ways. And I think that's something that's innate in all of us in the travel hospitality industry. And I love to be able to have a travel advisor look at our collection and then send me a note and go, wow, just one word, wow. And I hear it all the time. And it
yes.
just makes me totally happy. That and the sunglasses, of course. That's I love them.
I
We're
love those.
going to have to
I love the
send you
logo,
a pair.
by the way. Yes, I would love that. So if I were to ask you, of course, we all have struggles in our business, especially that it's a young business, even though you're successful, you're doing very well. And I think you're even doing so well because you enjoy it so much. When we love what we do, when we strive for it, it's more successful, it's more fruitful. But if I were to ask you what are the struggles
Oh, I think
nowadays,
there's a lot of
what would you
struggles
say to
nowadays. I
us?
think hotels, I know people think that the rates are gone up so high, and That's true. They have. And every owner of a hotel thinks that after 2 years, he should triple and quadruple his rates. But I think the struggles today are staffing. Our hotels, the staffing is a
Correct.
major problem for our hotels. Training is a major challenge for our properties. For us, I think it's for those of us that's been in this business a long time, it's expectations, to manage your expectations in the business. Um,
And to keep them
to
to a
keep
certain
the
standard,
standard,
right?
Reimagine is a very high standard. And we expect our hotels to be a
Right.
very high standard, and our clients expect us to be a very high standard. And to keep that standard in today's world is very difficult for many reasons. And COVID has had a devastating effect on the industry. Although it's busier now than ever, but it's busier in a different way. It's
True.
becoming more digital and less personal service. So that is a challenge.
You're right. That is a challenge. You're right. You're very right. And if I were to ask you what would be your top 3 tips or advice for success from your successful journey, what would it be?
I
What
have
would
some
you like
really
to
good
share
ones.
with
If you're
us?
an entrepreneur and you want to open a company
All
and do something like this, number one, I think you should ensure your funding and set expectations. Number one. Number two, never give up.
right.
Never, ever give up, but be patient,
I like
because
that.
that's the hardest part. We want it
Yeah.
all now. And number three, as you go along, build your structure and take the time to enjoy your wins and take the time to have fun. We forget in the day of the stresses of today, and just have fun with it. Enjoy your job. And that's the most difficult thing.
You're, you're right.
Yeah.
That's true. Hands up for that. High five for And do you take some personal time? I mean, maybe now you do,
Um,
but before, I know working hard and full time, if I had more hours
I
added in a day, I would
would too.
take them.
I would
But
too. I
how
don't
about
take, I
you?
work about 12 to 14-hour days, and I work on Sundays. But Saturdays, I take personal time. And I would love to take
Mhm.
about a month off and just travel the world, but that's not in the stars right now. But you know what? I live vicariously through all of these beautiful properties and the people that visit them, and it makes. And I like to see my team travel and enjoy being places. I know part of my team has been in New York for the week, and it's been fun to see all the pictures. And I don't take time. I don't, but I know I should. Yes, we all
You
should.
should,
Right.
yes. We all should. Yeah, you're right. And
I,
do you visit
I
all
would
the
love to.
properties
I
you
would love
choose,
to.
or
I would love to
somebody
be at the
from your
Red Sea
team
right
does?
now at the Chedi El Guna on the beach at the Red in Egypt. I have not, but I do see quite. I know quite a few of the properties because I've worked with them in a past life, in a past job. So I know
Oh,
many of our
really?
properties. And but at the ones that are close enough, yes, I go see them all the time.
That's great. But
Our team
somebody from
does,
your
and we have
team
a
does
brand
visit.
ambassador based in the UK that goes and meets with all our hotels and assists them in anything that they need, and also is able to communicate the needs of our clients to them.
Okay, lovely. That's nice.
Yes.
So this you could grow
So
anywhere
our
around the
our
world,
team is
right?
like the
Because it's
United
very
Nations.
responsive.
We have people in our team from where they're in China, Canada, London, Italy. I mean, Spain. I mean, we have an international team. So yes, it's a wonderful team.
That's great. That's great. And your team speaks highly of you. Someone here just wrote, you're a
Oh
wonderful,
my God.
inspiring
Who
leader.
is that? Oh,
Wow,
that's
that's nice.
that's like one of my partners. So he probably has to say that because he's one of the
Oh, that's
partners.
great. I know this question wasn't maybe prepared. You don't have to answer if you're not ready, but I'm curious to know who
Well, you
inspires
know,
you in life.
that's really
Could
there
be
were
more than one.
I've had a few people that mentored me and inspired me. And one of them was a gentleman. After I became a flight attendant and I left being a flight attendant, I went to work for a small travel company before I joined Merritt's. And the gentleman was an executive vice president, and he was it was a DC, Washington, DC based small incentive travel company. And I was extremely unsure of myself or what my future would be or what I wanted to do. And he absolutely saw in me something that I never saw in me. And I had lived in Japan when I flew and all of those things. So when one day he was taking the American Association of Neurological Surgeons to Japan, and he needed somebody to go speak to them about Japan. And he asked me if I would go, and I said, "Oh no, I can't speak to 3,000 people. Are you kidding me?" And I went. He talked me into it, and it changed my life. He supported me through it. He allowed me to step out of my inner insecurities. And I think he was probably one of the most influential. And then there was a woman who was also extremely influential. And she has been in the hotel business and as a meeting planner for many years. And I think watching her, and her name is Danielle Minash. And Danielle and I have been friends, and she's the most professional, but she has an amazing, bubbly personality. She sees the positive in everything. And I think that she's had a tremendous influence on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice to share. Yes. You seem very
I
positive
try to be.
too.
I mean, we all have our moments, but I think that the excitement of, I think Reimagine has really beginning to hit its stride. And I think that it's exciting to watch it happen. When you know that all your hard work is happening, and when you see your team that's going to benefit from all this, it just makes you want to get up and go to work every day.
It's true. You're right. Well, that's being part
It's
of the
fun to be a
leader as
leader.
well.
I think the best part is being a mentor.
Correct. Yes. So does anybody have any questions to ask? Anyone from the audience? I think there's a question here. She has done
Someone
both
said
and the
that
early.
I have the client side, the hotel side. Well, that's because I'm old. Medieval times.
No.
If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Oh, I love it. You're my
I have
inspiration.
a lot of energy. That I have a lot of energy.
Yes, and I know we have a
Yes,
time
yes, we
difference,
do.
so that's great. That's you're up, you're early,
Now
you're
here's
ready, you
Melissa.
did the
I don't
live.
know
It's
if
great.
she has a question or I can't see.
She She waved.
Okay,
I don't think there's any more
thank
questions,
you.
but that's okay.
Oh, what is the future looking
Wait,
for incentive travel? That's Kim.
okay?
I think
That's a good
incentive travel will
question.
be small, Kim. I think it's never going to be the big back-to-backs that we used to have with, 500 people at Sun Microsystem used to do 3,000 people for 3 nights. I think that's gone. I think it'll be small, and I think there will be more of an experience. And I don't think that people will want to spend as much time together I think they're going to spend more time with their families and their spouses or guests that they take on the trip. And I think that the message has to be a different message. So I think that the hotels have to message differently nowadays.
No, you're right. Oh, you've seen a lot of change, I'm
Can you,
sure. No, we have a nice question here.
can you share a valuable
I
lesson
see
you
it?
learned? Yeah, I can share one very valuable lesson that I tell everybody that I mentor, and that is, no one is indispensable. No one. So when you accomplish things and you do things, you have to keep all of that information for you to use in the future, no matter what it is, no matter where it is. When you sell, your clients are your clients. And I believe no one is indispensable. I've learned that through the years. Yes,
Really? Okay. And you seem like the person who keeps in
I
touch
do
with
a
people and
lot.
your
Yes, I
clients.
do.
Okay, that's nice. So, and now with social
Oh,
media, you could stay in
a
touch with
lot.
so many
Yes.
people,
I have
right?
about 3,000, but I mean, I would love to have time to talk to more because I talk, a lot of them contact me day and night. But I just don't have the time, but I just love them all. I have so many, this industry is such an amazing industry. There are people that you make friends with that are friends for a lifetime, forever. And they'll do anything for you.
You're right.
So I suggest that anybody new in this industry take the time to know
Hmm.
people, to do things for people, like help them with their travel or whatever you do, and give a little part of yourself to them. I think that's what I would tell young people now, because it comes back in this industry 1,000 times over.
You're right. And it comes back to you. Well, it's
Yeah,
basically to be a better person, and you're adding a value to your company and to your service.
that's
So
right.
why not? In any
Right.
industry you are in.
That's right.
That's
Thank you,
great.
Andrew.
Wonderful. Okay, I think one more. I've known and worked
30
with
years.
Eileen around the
Who is
world
that?
for 30
Lorraine?
years.
Oh my
She's
gosh,
very
Lorraine?
grateful.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have. Oh my gosh. Lorraine is amazing. She's amazing
That's
herself, and she's an
great.
amazing woman and a successful woman in her own right in the hotel business. So, I think we all,
Okay.
I think since COVID, we all appreciate each other more and we
Mhm.
support each other more.
That's so true.
And
That
I
is so
think if you
true.
have any
Oh,
young women
yes.
on this, I did a podcast for her earlier, and she asked me what I would say to young women. And I think what I would say to young women is don't underestimate yourself. Don't feel insecure. Even if you act like you know everything in the world, there's an insecurity there that's just
Mhm.
natural in young women. I don't know why we're born with it, but we are. And don't underestimate yourself.
That's so, you're right. I like that. I like that. We
That's right.
shouldn't. We should
That's
value ourselves,
exactly right.
right?
And that's the message that,
That's
I mean, no matter how you say, oh, I've met so many, millennials that want to be president and vice president, but there is still that insecurity there.
Mhm.
And if you just can forget that insecurity and go for your dreams, just go for what you want. You can do it.
That's right.
Go for it.
Go for it. That's right. You
That's right.
should have a
Anybody
purpose,
can
right?
do what they want. I believe that.
Oh, I can too. Once you put it
Absolutely.
in your mind, you can
100%.
do it. It's a
Yeah.
whole mindset. Yeah. Yes. Okay, one last question before we wrap up because it's a power
Still
lunch.
on,
What
on your bucket
destination is
list.
still in your
Um,
bucket list? Oh,
I've
yes,
I've
we'd
been
like to hear
to, I
that.
mean, my bucket list destinations are South Africa, Bali, and all places like that I've been to. But there is one destination
Hmm.
that I've never been to, and that is we just we just took this hotel in Egypt at the Red Sea. We just took it on as a collection member,
Okay.
and I would love to go to Egypt and ride a camel. That's my big thing. Now,
Okay.
yes,
That's
that's it.
doable,
That's it.
right? That's it? Okay, that's doable. That I'm sure you can do.
Yeah,
That's great. So the team
that's right.
needs to
That's
remember
right.
that.
Thank you. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
that's great. That's nice. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you to you. I
Yeah,
really appreciate
my
it. Thanks
pleasure.
for the time. This was
We
great.
will, for
We'll
sure.
stay in touch.
Thank you all. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. Bye,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
Thank you.